So welcome to this tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to cut out a logo and then put that into another picture and change the color of it as well. So I'll make the picture bigger for you so you can see what we are dealing with. All right, so this is where I currently work, and what I'm going to do is go for this Magic Wand tool, and this is with the other selection tools. So I'm going to click on that. It's done a pretty good job, but I want to refine that a little bit. It doesn't look so good in certain quarters. So a simple way to do that is just go select. All right, you can see that it's just got in a little bit tighter there on the edges. So what I would do here is I would now invert the selection that I've just made, because what I want is I want the white bits, not the black bits. I want the black bits to be left. So I'm going to go to select inverse, and you can see that that's changed. So I want to see how good a job that has done. So I go to the bar up here, and I'm going to go for select and mask. And you can see that the interface has changed now, and I've got some tools here, and here I've got a panel which gives me some control over what it is that I've just cut out. So up here I can see it on different backgrounds. All right, so that's what it looks at, like on black, and I think that looks like a pretty decent job. That's always a good way to tell. But in this case, I'm going to use the onion skin, and the transparency here. All right, you can see what it does. That takes it all the way down to 0, and that gives me nothing but onion skin as I go to 100%. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good, but I'm going to use one of these tools here. So I've got the quick selection tool, and I've got the refine edge tool, and I think that's the one that I'm going to use. And you won't see that it makes any difference, but what it is doing is it's just detecting the edges of those. And I now want to take my refine selection, and I'm going to put it onto a new layer. All right, click OK. So this is how I exit the screen. And there is the new layer, which has all nicely been cut out. So what I now want to do is I want it to take this logo, but I don't want all of this around here. So I'm going to grab the Marquee Tool, just going to take the bit that I need, something like that. And you can use the shortcuts, Command C or Control C, depending on what you're working on, or you can go up here and do this. I'm going to do it up here just for the sake of it. So copy. I have my other picture open, and this is the Activate building at college at Oxford, and you can see their logo there. So what I want to do is I want to paste our new logo. So there it is. It's on its new layer. It's completely separate from the background. If I use the move tool, I can move it around. All right, I can do all sorts of things with it. But what I want to do first thing is I want to make it smaller. So I'm going to go to the Edit, Transform, and it just selects the bit with the type. And in previous versions of Photoshop, you were expected to press the Shift key in order to contain proportions, but you don't need to do that anymore. That's me doing that. I'm not pressing the Shift key. In fact, if I do press the Shift key, which I'm doing now, it does the opposite of what it used to. So I can now change all of that, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go Command Z, and I'm just going to make that quite a bit smaller. And I would like to put that there. All right, but it doesn't look very good there because it is black against a color that doesn't really suit it. So what I'm going to do is go up here, layer, because I'm going to make a change to this layer, and I'm going to change the layer style. And what I want to do is add an overlay, so the type down there gets some color to it. All right, so it was already set to white. I'm going to leave it set at 89%. I want it a little bit duller than the Activate, the main Activate logo on the building. Click OK. And that is it. And I can still move things around and make changes to it. So I hope that's been of use to you. And what we have covered today is how to cut out a logo, place it into another document, and change the color. So we've done those three things. I've also shown you how to resize it as well. So, so you've learned something extra. Thank you very much for listening.